This is my street, quiet and uneventful. This is my house, my view of Toronto. I've lived in Clarkson, Mississauga my entire life. My local park. I had friends scattered on nearby streets like Curragh Lane and Bonnymead Drive. In grade 5, I graduated from elementary school and moved to Greenglade Senior Public School. Every day I would pass by a memorial stone in the front garden. It was dedicated to a girl named Aleksandra. Ola was in quotation marks. This was Aleksandra's neighbourhood. She just moved from Port Perry, Ontario. She once had a friend that lived here, and one that lived here. One day the one here invited her to the house of the one here. She never came back. At the time Aleksandra went here for grade 8. She was 13 years old. We never met, so I didn't know what to expect when I met someone who did.
Pardon?
Where you grew up, like.
Yeah. My name's Rachel Miller. I grew up in Clarkson, just not far down the street from here. I moved to Inverhouse, the street that Alex lived at the corner of. When I was 3 years old, I've lived in this neighborhood pretty much my whole life. She was my best friend, fully and completely. We had hung out every day every day during the summer. It was almost like a summer romance. One time we found a baby squirrel, and I'd never seen anyone treat an animal so much like a baby in my life. It had fallen out of the nest, and it had already been touched by humans, so I don't think the mother squirrel wanted it back. We had taken this squirrel in, and she took care of it and fed it with a bottle, and she was so genuine and sweet and just had a great personality. You could tell right away, from the minute she said hello to you, that she had nothing but good intentions and a good heart, and just wanted to see you succeed, wanted the best for you. She was a really, really good girl.
December 11th, 2008, 14 days before Christmas. My friends and I noticed a helicopter circling the area during recess. At the time, we thought nothing of it.
When the police had come and picked me up to question me, at first I was questioned for 10 hours, and they told me that Alex was missing. And then after, the guy just walked in so heartless and was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Alex has been murdered." Rafael had put a dresser in front of the door so she couldn't get out of the room, and just went all for it. She was a 13-year-old girl, stabbed 37 times, had blunt force trauma to her head and face 24 times. And she's maybe 98 pounds, 100 pounds, soaking wet with high heels on. They had severed her carotid artery. They had slit her jaws open, her face. They totally mutilated her. That was, the first two stab wounds that she had were fatal. Anyway, she was dead before they were even done stabbing her. She was dead. I try really hard to get the image out of my head, but I can never just forget about it.
I don't think there's a right way to deal with trauma. I know for sure there isn't an easy one.
When I get sad or something, I kind of just look out the window or go to the lake or wherever I am. I just kind of stare off into space or up at the sky, and I talk to her if I'm going through a hard time. I'll just go someplace quiet, the lake, the Rattray Marsh. We used to spend a lot of time there too, and I like to believe that she can hear me. I like I was saying, I don't really have a lot of friends or a lot of people I felt that I could reach out to besides Alex. So when I lost her, and I was hurting and I didn't know what to do about it, and I started to, I found friendship, but those painkillers became my best friend. And not necessarily friendship, but I just found comfort. I had just relapsed. I have 18 months sobriety, as we're speaking. I quit right there. I told them I didn't need methadone anymore, and I walked away at 9 milligrams, told them I didn't want the caries, and I quit smoking cigarettes and everything during my pregnancy. You know, my child means the world to me just as much as Alex does. Yeah, I wanted this baby to be perfect and healthy and beautiful because I know that that's the way she would want her best friend's baby to be born. So.
To be honest, I didn't put much thought into Alex's death right away. I only started to think about it during the trial 4 years later. I was almost exactly her age.
She likes to read a lot, just like, you know, princesses, and she was very imaginative, liked fairy tales, you know, very, like, up in her own head kind of space. Right now, if I could say one thing to her, I would tell her I loved her, and that I really missed her, and that, like, just let her know that she'll never be able to be replaced, and that, you know, that she would always, like, you know, I've always been here for her, and if she were to walk into my house right now, I don't know what I would do, honestly. I think I would be kind of shocked. I wish she could walk into my house right now, but we all know it's not going to happen. But if it could happen, I would hug her, and I would never let her leave. I would smack her for leaving in the first place and tell her she's never leaving again.
Back in her hometown, people had known Alex for years. Some of us here briefly knew her as a friend, but unfortunately most of us only ever knew her as a headline. Personally, I don't know what I'd say to Alex if I ever met her. I know what I'd ask. Ask if she was excited to start high school in the fall. We'd compare notes about having upcoming winter birthdays. And I'd probably ask her where the nickname Ola comes from.